Hi guys, my name is Anna and I'm a junior at Syracuse University. I'm also the communications assistant here at Central Career Services, and I'm excited to talk to you guys about 5 tips for career development. So I know when I was coming to college, I was really nervous about not really knowing what to do with my life and kind of figuring out a career. And so no worries if you don't know, there's a lot of opportunities to kind of explore different career paths. You can meet with a one-on-one career exploration specialist here at Central Career Services, and they can kind of help you work out your options and talk things through. Also, an important thing to know is that just because you're a major doesn't mean you have to go into that specific industry or career. A psychology major isn't always going to be a psychologist, and you can also change. I went into this thinking that I was going to be an evening news anchor, and now I want to do something totally different. So it's really great to utilize the resources while you're here to kind of figure out what you want to do and talk things through, and there's always room to change and figure it out. And once you then kind of established what you want to do, you can meet with your specific college's career services. So the way that Syracuse University works is that we're Central Career Services, and then there are different career services departments within each college, right? So if you're in the School of Communication, Newhouse has their own career services, and you can go to them and you kind of talk through more industry-specific career paths or tips and that kind of sort of thing. So once you figured out what you want your career path to be, whether that's something for after graduation or just like an internship that you plan on doing your junior year or any year of college really, you can book a one-on-one appointment with the career exploration specialist, and then you get down to the nitty-gritty. You could do resume reviews. Even if you don't have a resume written, it's a good idea to just start by writing down all your experiences on a Google Doc or something, and then going in and they'll help you format it and write it and then polish it. And it doesn't mean you only have to go in for one meeting. You can go in for multiple meetings and kind of work it out through there. And also interviews are a big part of the job process, right? And so you can do mock interviews or just kind of meet with an advisor to go through what's kind of appropriate to say in an interview, what's not. And you go through these things that will help you as you actually go forward with your job hunt or job search. So the next step is actually applying for an internship. I know it could be super scary and overwhelming. I know I definitely felt those feelings when I was first starting my search. I think a good tool to utilize is definitely Handshake. So Handshake is a great tool that the university provides for you to find an internship or a job opportunity while you're on campus. I'm a student worker here at Central Career Services, like I mentioned earlier, and I was looking for an opportunity for my federal work study. And there's this really great tool on Handshake where you filter your search and then you kind of go from there. And I actually found a lot of internships that I'm interested in applying for on Handshake as well. So you can use it internally to apply for on-campus opportunities and then off-campus as well. Now I know that finances can be a little bit restricting, but you can apply for the Internship Funding Award so that if housing or transportation are something that you might not be able to afford, it shouldn't limit you, right? We have the resources here that if you apply, it could be funded for you. So the next tip we're going to talk about is networking. I think just like kind of figuring out what you want to do for the rest of your life, it seems super scary, but it really isn't. Here at Syracuse, there are so many resources and support systems that you should utilize while you're here. And one way you can kind of figure out how to go about networking is by booking another appointment with your career exploration specialist here at Central Career Services or within your specific college that you go to at SU. And in that meeting, you'll kind of go over how to go about networking, the do's and the don'ts, and they give you different tips. I know that when I was starting my internship application process, a tip that was given to me is, you go on LinkedIn and you look at the company you're interested in working at or interning, and then you filter it through there and you go, okay, see who works at Syracuse University, and then you find people and you go on their LinkedIn profiles, and then you see what you have in common, and then you write a little message to them and you say, hi, we have X, Y, and Z in common, and I'm really interested in learning about this and that, and go Orange, and from there you'll go on a little coffee chat, or whether that's in person or over the phone, and that's that's your time to learn as much as possible, about the industry or about that specific position. And it also gives you a connection in the industry. So that's something that I've been doing quite often, and I've learned so much about the industry that I want to pursue, and I feel like I've made a lot of connections within different companies, and so that was super beneficial to me, but I would have never known that if I didn't make a one-on-one meeting with the career exploration specialists here at Central Career Services. So you definitely have the resources, and the SU alumni network is also so big, and you have access to that. So people are proud to be Orange, and they're excited to help and they want to help. So utilize your resources and book that one-on-one meeting to figure out how to do it the best way possible. So kind of segueing from my previous tip into this one, that idea that we're really proud to be Orange is super real in a lot of different aspects at Syracuse. And we have this saying that we say, you're forever Orange, and it really applies to career development as well. And so basically when you graduate, you have access to alumni career services. And so it's essentially the same things you were offered as an undergraduate, but after you graduate. So if you're applying to grad school, you can have your resume looked at, you can kind of go over different tips and tricks for interviews or kind of strategies when applying to different programs. There's also career transition support, so if you're not really happy with what you're doing right now, you can use resources to kind of figure out the next steps and how to proceed from there. And you're not limited by location either. If you end up in New York City or DC, they can meet you there. You don't have to come all the way back to Syracuse if you're not located here. And so it's just something to keep in mind that really you are forever Orange, and Syracuse wants to take care of you while you're here and beyond, and they want you to succeed in the real world. And that's it, guys. Thank you guys for watching 5 tips for career development. I hope it helps you with your college search and while you're figuring out what you want to do, and we hope to see you at Syracuse University. Go Orange!